Hi everyone, my name is Yvonne Ellis, and this is my presentation. Sorry, I'm having some problems. This is my presentation on elder care. I'm using on elder care and retirement, and the twist on this is it's only from an economic perspective because poverty is not part of the plan. We manage our money carefully. We look forward to retirement. The day comes, we retire, we're comfortable, and then, bam, pop, and sing. And there goes all the savings we had for our retirement. Some illness or some other disaster strikes and depletes all of our resources. And we're left with questions like, how did we get here? Where do we go from here? And is there help? Is there help? APA talks about how poverty is not a single factor, but rather is characterized by multiple physical and psychosocial stressors. So this presentation is to help us understand how economic issues happen and how we can help. So the relevance of this topic, according to the NASW Code of Ethics, is from Code 101, commitment to our clients. That just means our primary purpose, our primary responsibility is to promote the well-being of our clients. Then in Standard 1.14, clients who lack decision-making capacity, we should take reasonable steps to safeguard the interests and the rights of our clients. And then in Standard 6.01, social welfare, we should promote the general welfare of our society from local to global levels and the development of people, their communities, and their environments. We should advocate for living conditions conducive to the fulfillment of basic human needs and should promote social, economic, political, and cultural values and institutions that are compatible with the realizations of social justice. So, does anyone know what the elderly economic status is here in the United States of America? Yep, over 15 million, or roughly 1 in every 3 older adults 65 ages or older, are economically insecure, with incomes below 200% of the federal poverty level. Say that 3 times fast. Another question. What populations do you think are affected most? And I'm sure as social workers, we probably know this answer. But it's older women. They are more than likely to live in poverty than men as a result of wage discrimination and having to take time out of the workforce for caregiving. Also, over half of Black and Hispanic seniors age 65 and older have incomes below the 200% of the federal poverty level as well. And some of these statistics sound really harsh to me and I was surprised. But now that I did some research and I really look at it, it unfortunately it makes sense, especially for women and people of color, because of being discriminated against for so many hundreds of years. And then in the minorities, a lot of the jobs were under the table. part-time, minimum wage, temporary. So of course we would be in a low percentile. Oops. And approximately what percentage of households headed by seniors, 55 years and older, are ready for retirement? Just guess. Okay. 50%, or about half of the households headed by a senior age 55 or older have no retirement savings for reasons mentioned before. Part-time jobs, minimum wages, had to take off work for caring for children, caring for our parents. Things like temporary jobs, living from paycheck to paycheck. About half of the households headed by seniors 55 or older have no retirement savings. I forgot this didn't fix this one. Sorry, I didn't fix this one. But intervention. Here I'm going to talk about some of the interventions like care management. And care management is making sure social work is included in the wellness teams. Like when you work in hospitals and a nursing home and places like that, you have a doctor, you have a nurse, you have an eye doctor, you have a heart doctor, you have a social worker. And being a part of that team, we can advocate for our client. Maybe even go as far as asking for pro bono services, or seeing where there's discounts, because we're talking about someone who's struggling just to make ends meet at home. And then there's also case management, and case management is finding those resources. Well, one part of case management is finding those resources that will assist the client with financial struggles. Finding the things like PACE, programs for, wait a minute, let me get it together. Programs of all-inclusive care for elderly, and also like MLTSS, medical long-term supports and services and supports, things like that, where the client can actually get onto Medicaid. A lot of our clients don't believe they're eligible, and come to find out they can be. And then also, when I see the client, when I'm doing therapy with the client, using motivational interviewing, like that reflective listening, like those open-ended questions. And then I listen with empathy and like really listen, and maybe even have to paraphrase it to the client so they can hear what they're saying. Then they can come up with their own conclusions of what their next steps will be. And then once they do that, I can once again help them with getting done what they need to get done. So you also wanted me to talk about on the social work practice on the micro and the macro level. So social workers coordinates many services that will help not only the client but the caregivers. And in the microservices, we can see things like, not necessarily limited to these things, but like respite services, so that the casework, the caregiver can get some rest. Getting meals delivered to the home so that the caretaker doesn't have to cook 3 times a day, or house cleaning, because the caregiver is working, taking care of their own children. So to have these services that will help them inside of that macro level environment. And then micro, I'm sorry. And then that macro level, like maybe the client is in their own home, and maybe they need housing assistance or like housing itself. So social workers can assist clients through that lengthy paperwork process, through the questionnaires and the applications for these local, state, and federal resources. So that's it for me. It's the end. Is there any questions? And here are the references. Thank you so much and have a great day.